Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit, your weekly dose of car news,
Fanking,
mytown,
mycrapcars,
conspiracy theories,
tinfoil hat cat,
and random eat bag
and weird laws
from around the world. You may have been seen over on the main channel that the GTR is going strong, and to avoid spoilers, we have a censored version of our limited time only poster. This is an awesome image done by Justami, who's been working on this whole series of images with us. We will individually autograph your order and send it to you anywhere in the world. Strictly limited time only, but a unicorn first. I'm about to show you the uncensored image.
You're showing him the uncensored
It will
one.
have some spoilers in it.
2 spoilers.
From what the car looks like. So
actually.
what I'm going to ask you to do for those that really don't want to see is I'm just going to show you for 5 seconds. Everyone else, close your eyes. It is on screen now.
3,
Close
2,
your eyes.
1,
close your eyes. Keep them closed.
There it is.
Yours is going to look
so
something
good.
like that.
By popular demand, a shocking number of you are like, I really want an R32 on my wall.
It's off the screen now. It's off the screen. You can open your eyes. If you want to grab one now. These will be available only for a very, very short amount of time, and it directly goes to support the show. These posters are here with us right now. We individually autograph it. They're not like printed like that. Your order goes bing. We sign, we roll, we send it. It's all happening here. It's not happening in some other company. We're doing it ourselves from here for you. Because we love it. Martin, please grab one, because it actually really helps support the show.
This week is going to be absolutely stonking. We do have news and updates about the GTR. There's still some videos coming out about that. We've got a couple of news and updates about some of the other projects that are in on the back burner in the background. And we've got quite a bit of car news, actually. And it's not all crap for a change.
I met a fisherman.
What?
I met a fisherman.
You hang out with a fisherman every day?
Who?
Me.
Oh, no, really?
Oh, my recreational fishing license expired the other day. I know,
really?
I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to fish?
You can't say it expired if you never had one.
But I had one, it said expired.
You never had a fishing license, dude. Why do you say, what do you?
Don't worry, you spoke to a fisherman. Keep it going. We've got news to get
Martin,
to,
do you have?
I got a recreational fishing license.
Scissor chop promise?
Scissor chop promise. Yep.
You actually did?
Yeah, I do. Well, I did, but it's expired, so I've got to renew it. So I can't go fishing. You've got to have a license to catch fish.
Anyway, I met a fisherman. He's going to take us.
Fish come out of the water and go, are you licensed?
Martin and I were in Kyogle. Some people were asking. There were hundreds of people out there with their phones filming what was going on.
Yes.
Marty and I were there. So anyway, just there we go. If you read something in the papers like, were they there? An AI article. Were Marty and Moog in Kyogle? We were there.
Yes.
Don't worry about reading any of those crummy news articles. We were there. Martin, massive show. Let's just dive straight into the news. Kicking off the news, of course, we are talking about the Mighty Car Mods R32 GTR. It has been an absolutely massive build. Another episode just went up. We got that up early last week, so that went up on Friday. Normally they're going up on Mondays. There were a couple of comments that I thought I would address because I think they're fair comments as well. The GTR has brought all sorts of really interesting conversations out, not just about cars, mostly about production and mostly about the environment of YouTube. And there are a number of different creators talking about this at the moment. So I thought, rather than kind of generalising, I have a specific comment here which was from @RaynosFAA777, and it says, I really don't know why this one wasn't a 20+ part series. It would have been bloody epic. And I think that I think it's actually a fair point for people that really love GTRs or seeing things getting restored. So I wanted to give that a little bit of context. Firstly, and we don't normally talk about this stuff because we don't like the negativity, the complaints department is savage for anyone who lives their life somewhat on the internet. I would say we get hundreds, if not thousands, of messages and emails every single day, and I would say 99% of them are positive. The 1%, though, sometimes it's about a video we did 10 years ago. You said the Micra was not as fast as Daihatsu's, but mine's faster because I've engine swapped it. Those emails, but long, really, really long, you know.
Luckily, the positivity vastly outweighs it, but it is a good way of bringing up issues that some of you may have question marks over.
Yeah, and particularly if they're fair points. And I think that 20-part series of GTR would be a great series for people that are in GTRs.
For sure.
What we normally find, and we don't game it like this, but after I'm just sharing it because, like, here we are. After 3 to 4 videos, the complaints start coming in. I don't like GTRs. I want you to do Golfs again. When are you doing another Audi? I liked your Up. I don't like the Gemini. I liked the Gemini. I didn't like the 240. It's bulky and it's cumbersome. And the point is we don't let that decide what we do. We just know from doing this for almost 18 years what we think the timeline should look of the videos. This one here, I reckon we got wrong mostly because the original plan for this was 3 episodes.
Yes.
Do you remember?
As was the Gemini was supposed to be 4 and ended up being like 8 or something.
Yeah, so it was meant to be 3. And so Castrol, when they said, can we help you with something, we knew that this was going to be really expensive. And on that, we'll talk about the money part in a second, but we knew it was going to be really expensive. But we said, you know what would be really great? Condense it all, make something really snappy. Let's do one episode where we reveal the car. We shot that 4 or 5 years ago, and that's the video pretty much as it went out. Then one mega episode like these ones that you see that are quite popular on YouTube of like a complete restoration, make it go for 45 minutes. And then the last one where the car is revealed. Once we kicked on, we realised the work was way too much than that. So we had, I don't like the word pivot, but you had to pivot and start doing something different. And we realised there was a huge amount of work in it. But the work had to happen on nights and weekends because while the GTR was happening kind of in the background, in the foreground on the channel, we were, and I've got a list here, so we were making the FD-RX-7, XR8 Falcon, Gemini, Up GTI, Turbo Camry, Jimny, RAV4, the Cube, Majesta, Amarok, the 240Z redo, the Brumby, going to Malaysia, went to the States. I shot a season of Top Gear, Lavorg, 180SX, Mark 8 Golf R, Yaris, plus a bunch of track battles and things as well. So all of those videos that you've seen over the last 4 years, we'd finish editing them or working on them, and then we'd go and sneakily be working on GTR. It's a fairly haphazard and it's a hard way to make videos because you're putting all your focus on whatever's going out that week and then going, oh man, we've got to finish this car as well. And so... And the other one is that somebody mentioned Rowan, who is an absolute legend, who was doing the wiring, and they'd said, like, why can't there just be a video showing his, 100 hours of working on the car? There's a couple of considerations, which are boring ones. They are boring. There's the fundamental cost of how you get someone to shoot that for him, a camera person, at $400 a day, and you go, well, that's going to cost you, it's going to be between $400 and $1,000 a day for a camera person for months, and so... There's that. And also, some people, and I'm not saying Rowan because I haven't asked him, some people just don't want to be filmed. Like, they're working at home, they don't want a camera there, they don't want to be explaining it. They're hired to do a job. And so it's a tricky thing for us because we want to share the story, but not everyone we work with wants to be shown and doesn't want their work shared. And that's fine. I wouldn't want a camera in my face every day while I'm mowing the lawn or something as well. And so none of these are kind of excuses, of course, because I'm really proud of the videos and I think they're great. And actually, overwhelmingly people do as well, but it was more to address, and we spoke about it briefly last time, it's like, why didn't you do more and more and more videos, and why didn't you show more and more?
Because we get that question, it's not just about GTR, we get that question fairly regularly, particularly with the big builds, but sometimes even on the not so big ones, where it's like, might just be one episode about a thing, like we turboed an old Civic, or we K-swapped it, or did whatever, like that was intended to be in one video, and the people would say, you get a kind of an equal balance actually of people going, oh, it's so good, it's just 145, this is sick, I got it all in one go, one sit down, one meal, one night out with the missus, whatever.
And then should do more.
This would have been great as a series, or 3 or 10 or 20 parts, which it's kind of, there's very conflicting in that way, because it's the exact opposite and you can't really please everyone, but we've got a good sense of sort of what I reckon most people are happy with. And a lot of you will just say, do whatever you want, and I really appreciate that because that's kind of it is what we're doing. And I guess for the people that you follow, and your time is valuable, I get that, is hopefully you can trust in their sense of how to curate it best for you. But it is going to be different. Sometimes we're going to do disrespected stuff that's just real time, one day, what it is what you get. Yeah. Other times it's going to be 5 years. I'll speak for myself, because of how big the project was, I don't think I'll ever do anything that is that long and that big in scope again because of the amount of time that it took. Well, Gemini was 6 years included from when we got it to when the car rolled.
Yes. And also the amount of expertise required as well, which is another fair comment, is somebody who was like, why aren't you guys more involved in building the engine? And that's tricky. You hire an engine builder, and I definitely want to get involved as much as possible. And sometimes what I'll say is, I will work experience for you, but the moment that I'm slowing you down, cut me off and I'm happy. I don't need to do it. Like, it's not my specialty, it's not my expertise. And so I'll get involved with some of it, and then I'll say, how long will it take? And in one example, sounds like if we keep doing it like this and filming, it might be 4 days for this particular process. If I can just get and do it, it's 1.5 days. And then you've got to sit and go, do you pay the crew to... It's a taste thing. How much salt, how much sugar. So
overall, amazing result for that specific car, though. Like where we're up to. I mean, we're catching up with the YouTube videos as to where it was. It was at GTR Festival on the weekend, and looking great. Not fully finished, but about as close as
very close.
Finished.
And
compared
so many
to
of
what
you came
it
out
was.
to meet us. Thank you very much. So,
and awesome crowd of people that came out to see the car and see it get revealed and come and chat with us. We had a really good morning there. We had to run off to go shoot something else in the Arvo, but it was a really good experience and nice just to catch up with everyone. A lot of people who we had met before.
Yeah. So last thing I want to say about that as well is AdSense. The way YouTube works, you probably know, is you make a video, and if you would decide to monetize your channel or you want to do that, YouTube can place ads in front of or throughout the video. These days, I think YouTube chooses automatically where that happens, unless you've got to try and like overrule it or something. And then basically you get a split between the advertiser and that. The AdSense that you might get for kind of doing gaming or doing makeup and stuff like that is maybe enough to cover your costs. There is no way that the AdSense comes close to covering the cost of doing a build. Not even close. Not even 10% of it, depending on what the car is. And so
if you could do every single little thing yourself in your own space, you don't have to pay rent on, with no expertise, film it yourself, edit it, like every single thing yourself, maybe.
But you'd have to be working on a cheap car.
But then you've also got to know how to build that specific engine. You know what I mean? Your breadth of experience would have to be vast.
Yes.
And some people can do it, and good on them. And there's some awesome stuff out there of people doing it in their garages. But anyway, that's a bit of an insight.
So that is why when someone, like in the case of this, when Castrol Edge came along and said, is there something you want to do? It's like, we want to do this, it's just going to cost too much. Similar with the XR8 Falcon. I was like, I think the original plan was to get a $3,000 Falcon, maybe a Commodore, and do some skids. And then you're like, well, you need gear, you need it to be safe, you need it to be that. And so sponsors like Ryobi, and we have lots of sponsors of the show that help us out, but these specific builds, it is not possible. It's just not possible to even pay the crew that you would need to make the thing out of the AdSense that you get. And that is just the changing nature of working in this environment. So look, that was a quick little deep dive into there, but I guess the point is we really appreciate the sponsors when we're doing these bigger builds. We also really appreciate the enthusiasm when people are like, you can do more and more and more. It's just, it's tricky when we're working so hard on cars that we really love, and you get 3 episodes in, and it's around the 3 to 4 episodes you just start getting the complaint. Yeah, you don't have to read them, you don't have to. It's just when there's so much positivity and people are going, it's a fair question, right? Like, let's pretend you had a local sandwich shop and you always had delicious sandwiches there, and then they said, for the month of May, we're just doing noodle soup. That's just what we're doing. And you go, oh, it'd be good if you just did one noodle soup because I really want the sandwiches. And then after a month, you go back in there and they go, you know what? There's a bunch of people that are really loving the soup, so we're going to do 20 more days of soup. Everyone else is like, I don't want soup. And the soup in this case is the GTR. I'm loving it. Marty's loving it. A lot of the audience is loving it. There's a lot of people saying, please finish it up and insert car here.
More Subarus.
And you get 1,000 of those.
Don't worry, I
messages.
got you covered.
You get 1,000 of them. No one's asking for a Civic, luckily.
Oh, well,
heaps of people are, well, I haven't seen those emails. Maybe it's on my automatic spam delete.
They automatically get hearted on my email.
You know what we're getting a lot of? And so this is the last
It's
point
got
I'll
a
say
bit
about
ranty.
this.
Rant edition.
I didn't mean to be ranty.
it's not
I was just
ranting,
trying to be
actually.
communicative.
No, it's cranky.
What we're getting heaps of is Euro stuff. And this is the swing of how it goes. You do a bunch of Golf or Audi stuff, and everyone's like, I want Civics, I want Skylines, I want the JDM. So we go, cool, this is the GTR, let's freaking go. There's going to be so much more episodes than we thought. Let's go, let's go. No more GTR.
Do more
I
Golfs.
want you to do the Golf. And it's like, and that is what, you can either listen to everyone or listen to no one. And my thing is like, I'll have a quick scan of like what's going on, but really you got to follow your own compass. You got to float your own goat.
Take the temperature, and then take the temperature of the room.
But sometimes I guess the very long-winded way of saying this is I appreciate the enthusiasm that some people are like, yes, you should do more of it. And at the same time, I acknowledge that not everyone loves a certain thing and they want difference. And I think the thing with Mighty Commons that I'm proud of is that you get both. You're going to get 1 episode builds, you're going to get 10 episode builds, you're going to get travel, you're going to get drag, you're going to get drift, you're going to get Euro, you're going to get a bit of
Euro
everything.
and JDM, you just buy a Supra.
No, you buy a Honda, an Accord
Euro or a Supra. Because the Supra's got it's a BMW, but it's JDM, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
That's the news. Is that the news?
No, I got news.
Oh, do you?
I want to cover off some important news because there's actually some interesting news. It's not just Garbage.
But that's a Golf.
This is a Golf. So let's talk about this one to begin with. The 2026 Golf R. I know my friend here is a big Golf R enthusiast, likes them a lot. It's going to cost you Australian $72,500 roughly.
It'll be
for
more than that.
a black edition. Now, black edition is kind of cool. Got some
We
black
reported on
bits
the
it.
black edition last week,
did.
Martin. It's got some black stuff on it.
But the Volkswagen Golf R, I want to talk about this particular model. They've been trying to reduce weight. So they've put a titanium exhaust in it. They're like, that's 4 kilos lighter than the factory one. Then they've got some new wheels, which are a special edition package. They cost
very big.
$6,500.
Whoa!
But what they've actually done is they have taken away some weight, but they've added in some new heater controls.
As in buttons. Physical buttons.
No, heater controls, because people were complaining they were too cold. So they came up with this package of wheels, and the wheels are called Warmer Now. Do you get it?
What?
They fixed the heater and now no one's cold because it's called Warmer Now.
What is Warmer Now mean?
That's the name of the wheels. It's the Warmer Now package. And when I read that, I'm like, does the heater
Warmer
work?
Now.
Does the heater work better?
And they've added buttons as well for the
no,
heaters.
I'm talking complete shite about that. No, it's just they're called Warmer Now. I think it's a weird word. Anyway,
Of all of the news you just spoke about, I was most excited that there was now physical buttons for the heater.
245 kilowatts, 270 k's an hour top speed.
Okay.
Delimited, de-restricted. That's
pretty quick.
crazy. But let's jump across the pond.
Where do you get that fast? Because the fastest I've been down the straight at Sydney Motorsport Park is 235, as in RS3.
Yeah,
modified.
well, maybe
where do you get 270 in a
on
Golf
a really
R?
long straight on a Nürburgring or something? Still
Useless.
undulations
Useless
and
for us
corners.
here, though, isn't it?
270, nah, absolutely.
Anyway, that is the news, my
There's been
friends.
big news.
I know.
It is not the news, man.
Oh.
We've got heaps. I've got
Woo!
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Dude, there's people here for car news, not just us ranting about GTRs and Supras. Anyway, Nissan, maybe this is big news, may be selling off its headquarters. Apparently, it's worth $1 billion.
Wow.
Like their headquarters in Japan, in Yokohama, is worth $1 billion.
So
And
this is
old-
their offices, not their factory.
Yeah, the old CEO, the Renault guy, whatever his
Because
name
everyone's
was,
working from home.
moved it from Tokyo to Yokohama, which is like its spiritual home, and apparently it's worth $1 billion. So there's a couple of articles floating around. One was on Cars Guide as well by a guy called Derek Fung, and said there's cost-cutting measures coming up, thousands of people being let go, like 20,000 people letting go, and they're looking at shutting 7 of their 17 factories down.
Wow.
So Nissan factories just see you later. And apparently companies do this when they're in trouble. They sell their headquarters if they own it, then just rent it back. And like, we're still here, we're still Nissan, but they don't own it anymore. But imagine someone coming along and go, here's $1 billion for your building.
Yeah.
Just incredible. But jumping back on the other side of the pond, I want to talk about Lotus. We haven't
Lotus.
discussed Lotus for a while.
I reckon Lotus. I reckon Lotus are the coolest of the fast cars because I feel like there's real spirit in it, genuine
Do you?
spirit. I do. I feel like there's real enthusiasm. There's something authentic about the people who I feel are making them, buying them, and selling them that I feel exists in a way that is more tangible than some of the other brands.
I so badly want to be a Lotus. I feel like I can really identify like as a Lotus person. Like that's really fast,
You've got the
sharp
right
handling.
personality for it.
Just because I know how to do IT. I said it so you didn't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, they make a lot of sense on paper, right? You go, cool, like it's got a, supercharged V6 thing and it's kind of done kind of cheap. And
they look great.
And like really rough and ready and kind of the underdog in some way to the Porsches out there because Porsches are so like opulent and brown and leathery and stuff. And I don't really...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at a Lotus, you go, great.
They're faster than Porsches.
But then you go, this is $200,000.
That's pretty good.
What?
Do you know how much a 911 is now in Australia?
I know, man, but still $200,000.
They're almost $500,000. How much? I mean,
Are they? I don't look at.
I had a look last week because I was just like, how much do these cost? I think they're like $450,000 in Australia, and in America they're like 40.
But what's interesting about this is Lotus. They're looking at sticking V8s back in their mirrors, and why is that interesting? Well, they're in Europe.
See,
they're in
that's
Europe,
awesome.
right? But I believe owned by Geely, so technically Chinese car or Chinese parts at least. Assembled who knows where. Anyway, looking at sticking a V8 into it. Currently, Mercedes supplies their engines. They had that twin turbo or that supercharged V6 thing that was in Toyotas for a long time, which was going great. But the emissions of that, there's no way a 2005 era engine is going to pass 2026 emissions.
Gee, Lotuses look good.
So now
They look so good.
it seems like doesn't seem to matter whether it's turbocharged V6, V8, 4-cylinder, whatever it is. It's like, can it get through emissions? So these guys being customer Mercedes would be like, We need an engine that people are going to like. How heavy is it because it's a Lotus? And can it pass emissions so we can sell these things in Europe? Now, it happens that they sold 5,000 Emiras last year and are really, really popular in the USA.
It's a lot of IT.
Which is a lot of them. And so they've got a big entry into the US market. But then what happened? Tariffs came along, full stop, not selling.
Oh, no.
Because if they're a Chinese company or whatever, and there's components from China, then they will be subject to tariffs.
That stuff's
so that might kick off again. Who knows? The news that I was reading about sort of said, no, tariffs are going to kill it. But the last thing I want to talk about in the news, and this...
Are we going to talk about Amarocks and Rangers yet?
Oh, do you want to? I want to.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because obviously the new Amarok and Ranger is the 86 and the BRZ of the Volkswagen and the Ford world.
What were we in the other day? An Escape? We had some hire car thing. It was an Escape, right?
Yeah, and I think...
Which is a Ranger.
With a hoodie.
With a Ranger with a hoodie.
Yes,
yeah.
I think that's what that is. If it's the same car, but they go, well, I'm just going to do a different interior, are we kind of really entering that phase of now just badge engineering, of the same engine, of the same thing or whatever? And they go, well, because I saw some reviews and someone said, we've obviously got the older cock, and the older Amarocks as well. Somebody had said, well, the big difference is that Volkswagen, they developed their own seats.
Yeah. That's a bit of that,
and
isn't it?
It's got a proper Volkswagen steering wheel. So then you start going, because what I found out, I thought they'd done the collab, but actually it's not the case.
It's not.
I think Ford made a car, and Volkswagen said, we need one.
Yeah.
So can you kind of do it? And then they each went separately and did their own external design without looking at what each other had done. And Volkswagen's contribution to their one, I'm sure there's differences and changes and whatever, but their contribution that has certainly been of most note is they developed their own seat and a proper Volkswagen steering wheel. Do you either have a Ranger or one of the new Amarocks? And I'm really interested to know in the comments, if you, let's not be polite about it. Is your Ranger better than the cock, or is the cock better than the Ranger of this new generation? And why is that? Do you have some experience in that? Put a thing down below, because I would like to know, because all the reviews I'm seeing, someone's been flown somewhere and they're all, it's lovely, it's great. I just want some real deal.
We sipped on some delicious wine through the back country. The amount of those emails that every day I'm like, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. Come and drive our thing. We'll fly you first. Got no thanks, no thanks. Because it's
first class. Who was that? I was that the thing I won.
I don't actually, my take on this, I don't think anyone cares. I think you either go, they don't care that the Amarok and the Ranger are the same thing. I don't care. I like that it says Volkswagen. I had a Volkswagen Beetle when I was a kid, and now I just drive an Amarok.
Yeah.
And that's it. And they don't care.
Because I thought I liked, because it was like, oh, Volkswagen, it's a truck, that's cool. And I was talking to someone yesterday and they were just like, yuck. A truck like that has to say Ford on it.
Yeah. I just wonder when you go and buy a frozen...
But I'm the opposite.
When you go and buy a frozen chicken tender from the supermarket, and one's like Johnny's Tenders and one's no brand tenders, and it's the same tender. You eat it, you go, it's a tender. Some people care about the package that's on the outside, some people don't. They just want to stick a chicken in their gut. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Last thing I want to talk about...
And that's the news.
No, it's not. Because you know who's actually killing it? Now, we've danced around this for a little while. I just went on Toyota's website and I went, show me some cars. I went on a couple of different manufacturers' websites to just show me some cars, show me what's out. Some of them are so crap. They're like, well, no, give us your address, give us your passport number.
I saw that.
Give us your driver's license.
And then we might show you something. And then you get to do your
on one of them, who will not be named, but they have a lot of stars on their badge, you've got to skip like 6 things before it lets you see what cars they have.
Yeah,
I think that's crazy. Anyway, I went on Toyota's website, didn't have that experience. It just went, products or cars, bang, you want like 4 drives or road cars. I went road cars. And then I was like, they're making the best shit out of everyone. Of like current available stuff you can just buy right now. Because I think of Toyota, I still think of like RAV4s and Camrys and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, But actually, what they're making right now is epic. What?
European manufacturers. Are we just talking Japan?
Oh, who's
the BMW and Audi are making some pretty cool stuff. No, because
Audi's is all E-Pace. You've got to have the E-Pace, and everything here is like turbo, petrol, performance, whatever, proper diffs, all drive, rally heritage, race heritage.
I mean, yes, but
like who? But who? I'm talking not just one car. Don't cherry pick a car. I'm talking you go to the manufacturer and go, show me your stuff. And not big sports car expensive stuff, 100K plus.
Well, Martin, I fly the flag for the badge. But yesterday, Martin, as a treat for me, it was a treat, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Martin got me a car.
Well, we had to get a hire car, so...
Well, either way, Martin got, what was it, an SQ what?
SQ5?
Was it an
I
SQ5?
think. Yeah.
Martin, out of 10, get your whole experience, everything to do with that car, and pretend you owned it and you had it forever. I want you to give that car a score out of 10 on 3. And I'm going to do it at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 6. Oh, 2.
Yeah, I did not like that thing, man.
2.
Nah. It was a pretty
on,
late
man.
model.
2?
Nah, I'd rather have a Camry.
give it a score
I
that
would
I
rather
want
have
you
a
to give it.
base model. I'd rather have a base model Camry or like a Nissan Murano over that thing.
A Nissan?
At least the
Would
redeeming...
you rather an MG over that?
Yeah, that's not fair because they're not a fair comparison. One's like
Well, no,
a
but I'm comparing
$10,000
them.
car and one's like a $100,000 car.
Yeah, but which one would you prefer to drive and own every day? See, let's bring the 2 up a bit. Come on, man. Let's
3. All right, fine. It's a 3.
Okay, so
Why?
Martin gave it a 5.
It was
and
hard.
I'm giving
It was
a 6.
crashy. Low profile tyres on an SUV, and it's this whole SUV thing.
And we're driving in the country.
This is why I'm a wagon guy as well. You don't get any benefits from all that. They try and make it feel like a sports car, look like an SUV. It drives in like neither well, because an SUV drives well, like that RAV4 that we did, like glides. You know, it's just an awesome thing. You're upright. You've got all those benefits. But
It
this
actually
thing
felt like there was something wrong with the suspension tuning.
so hard.
Like it had been tuned somewhere else and then just plonked into Australia and gone,
And
there you go.
if the road's perfect, it's good. If the road's anything but, terrible. And that's what they say, built for Australian conditions. Like, put one profile bigger on it. Anyway, back to my Toyota point. Here's the point I was getting at.
We're getting it's
You go
full
straight-
old man ranty today, isn't it?
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, I'm interested in this stuff. But anyway, you go and you look on Toyota's website. Boom, GR86.
That looks
Boom, GR Corolla.
That's okay.
Boom, Supra.
So ugly.
Boom, Yaris.
That's okay.
You can just buy all those things new from Toyota, like a cool looking black thing, different specs, different models, different whatever. And this seems like it was actually something that Toyota purposely did. Now, recently, their CEO, whose name I think is Koji Sato, declared, a car's not a car if it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be
Needs to
fun.
smile.
And this is something that they've brought in. It seems they've brought in more as time has gone past. And I reckon they're onto something. Because over the last 6 years, all the stuff they've released is cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, they are. The Supra's a BMW and the Yaris is this, that, and the Corolla's like expensive. Like, all that's fine.
Yeah.
But actually, everything I would argue is good. And that it's hard for me to say because a lot of the time I'm like, Toyota's just no Toyota. But this is actually pretty good. And that's where I wanted to finish the news, on a high note.
Is that even legal? Every week on the show, we like to explore different laws from around the world. And this week, Martin, we're going to a place I've never been to before called Delaware. Have you been there?
Oh, no, there's a good song about it though.
How does that go?
I don't know. Can't remember.
Good. Martin, do you like vehicles?
Yes.
Do you like clothing?
Yes.
Do you like... Have you ever taken your clothes off in a car?
Got changed in a car? Yeah. Yep. I have. No. What?
Illegal.
Illegal to get changed.
Delaware, it is illegal to change clothes inside your car. It is prohibited. Why is that? Our budget doesn't extend to that kind of research. All right, let's kick on with mycrapcar.
Welcome to My Crap Car. This is where we explore the crap cars of the world. You guys have submitted them. Thank you very much. If you have submitted a car, we do have a little list of awesome ones in there that we've got ready to go. But if you want to send us one, please do. It's an absolute highlight to see what you've done. Now, this week's particularly special. Why the mouth thing after this many years? It's so dumb.
What mouthing?
The mouth thing. Anyway, you can do it again.
No, I won't.
This week it's Nikolai. It's Nikolai. Don't do the mouth.
Nikolai's a cool name.
Nikolai's a mad name. Now Nikolai's from Sweden, and he is sent
Sweden.
through a Volvo
Volkswagen
V70.
Sweden.
And,
They never got back to us.
And not only that, he actually sent 2 videos. He sent a MyTown and a crap car.
But we're getting
separately.
his MyTown later, though, aren't we?
No, we're doing them together.
No, we do the crap car, and then because we've got some
We're
other.
not going to do another segment. We'll let him just.
No, we've got the MyTown
rock them
segment
together,
after.
dude.
No, we're not doing it. This is his crap car.
Due to a lot of wind noise, I'm doing a voiceover for this part as well. My crap car, it's a 2013 Volvo V70. It has a rather anemic 1.6 liter diesel engine, which outputs only around 116 horsepower. However, it does get quite good mileage with less than 5 liters of diesel per 100 kilometers driven. It's very dirty at the moment as well, due to it being springtime and a lot of wet roads. And as you see, we're in a rather special location today in front of Uppsala Castle with the cathedral and also the botanical gardens in the backdrop. The car is mainly unmodified except added mud flaps, but as you can see they don't make much of a difference. The only other mod I've done so far is switch out a few of the light bulbs to LEDs instead of halogen. The money I would like to spend on mods mostly goes to maintenance and repairs, since the car has driven over 340,000 kilometers. The car is crap for several other reasons besides the lack of power, mainly a few electrical gremlins. I haven't found the cause yet, but a few select light bulbs go out frequently. Also, the tailgate only opens when it's in the mood. And yeah. A feature that might be interesting for other parts of the world, since I gather they're not that common and also not road legal in many parts of the world, are the studded tires. Winter tires are mandatory in Sweden between November and April. Studs are optional, but they give a good grip on snow and ice. If we continue to the inside of the car, we can first say hi again to my girlfriend's dog. His name is Rolf, very trusted co-pilot. Another reason for the crappiness is the auto transmission, a first generation power shift. It has a few known faults that I didn't know about when buying this car, and it was a very expensive repair when it of course failed on me. A feature I like, however, is the ski tunnel. Ski season just being over here in Sweden, and the car being generally very spacious. And yeah, this is mycrapcar, and I must say I'm very happy for the interest in Volvo that you are showing, and I really hope that we can see a Volvo 240 build or something similar where you push a red block to its limits. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my cracked Volvo V70. As a finishing touch here, we have another Nordic feature of the car, a little movement character hanging from the rear view mirror.
Thanks, Nikolai, for your
Thank
crap
you very
car.
much.
Next
Thank you
up,
very much.
mytown. This week on mytown
This
is
is
Nikolai
not
from
my
Uppsala.
town. This is tinfoil hat cat, dude.
No, we're doing Nikolai's thing. Show
Dude.
Nikolai's thing.
Good morning, Unicorn Circuit. At least it's morning here in Sweden, Uppsala, which is my town. And since no one's taken up on the offer to show a Swedish town and a Swedish Volvo, I thought I'd take you up on it. And first I'll show you my town, and then in a double feature I'll show you my crap Volvo. It's the black V70 behind me, the most common car in Sweden, and Volvo also being the most common brand, with almost 20% of all the cars in Sweden being Volvos. And let's jump right in and take a drive through my town of Uppsala. We are just on the edge of the city, and as you can see, a lot of trees since we're being in Sweden, magnificent birch. And here in the car we have co-pilot, my girlfriend's dog Rolf. Hey, let's strap in the camera and let's go for a ride. So with the camera taped to the rear view mirror, let's go for a drive. The city of Uppsala is just north of the capital of Sweden, about a 1-hour drive. It's Sweden's 4th largest city, although this being such a small country as Sweden, it's still only about 180,000 inhabitants. The city is old, over 1,000 years, and it's mostly known for its university, which is also the oldest university in the Nordic countries, having opened in the year 1477. It's an academic city with almost 30,000 students living here, and the biggest employers being the university, but also one of Sweden's largest hospitals. Otherwise, there's also a lot of medical and other tech companies having their production and research here. As you also might see in the video, it's a very old city with old buildings, a lot of trees as well, as in most Swedish towns. As we're coming to the end of this video, we're rolling up to the university library, the big yellow building at the top of the hill. And next after that, we're driving up to the highest point in the city, where Uppsala Castle is built. This is my town of Uppsala, Sweden. I hope you enjoy the view of the city.
Thank you, Nikolai.
Thank you very
Appreciate you
much.
taking us from that mad tour.
Wrong
What a mad tour.
segment.
You said two. Not just a mytown or a crap car. He reached into the bottom of the bucket and scraped out the best bit. Just like that thing you got the other day.
Yeah.
With someone
That was pretty good.
that was scraped.
Martin, have you got some tinfoil hat
Dude,
tats today?
I've always got tinfoil hat
You got a high word count today. You know how I told you your word count's getting higher
It's not
and
getting
mine's
higher.
getting lower?
Yours is already astronomically
No, but I think
high.
the reason mine's getting lower is because I can't even get a word in anymore.
Sorry, so who interrupts who?
No,
So getting a word in would be
Martin,
interrupting, right?
It's not
That's when you get a
interrupting
word
when there's
in.
love. It's just
Okay.
it's sharing the space acoustically. Oh, Martin,
What?
you can't say that.
Can I?
No, beat that shit. Next.
This week on Tinfoil Hat Cat.
What do you got for us, Martin?
Okay. Chinese-made EVs is not what is killing off JDM cars. I'm sorry, but this is just everywhere. This news and conspiracies and things at the moment are just absolutely everywhere. It's coming from somewhere else, people.
So, Martin.
It's not coming from Sweden.
So, Martin.
Yeah.
So, what's doing it then?
That's not how this segment works.
Oh,
we beat around the bush for ages before we get to the point. That's like you
Yeah.
all the time. Here we go. So, it's not what's killing off the JDM brands that we know and love, actually. You know who it is?
Yep.
Where it's coming from?
Yep.
Where?
From the toilet. Is it?
What?
Because
What do you mean?
it's like a toilet in reverse. Think about what a toilet does. Think about its function.
Yep.
You get a whole lot of energy. You squeeze it through a meat. We're basically we're like a sausage. That's a sausage donut. There's a hole through the middle from the mouth to the anus. You pull all of the good stuff out of it, and then you blast it into a toilet, and it just goes off into a mess. Now run that in reverse. Like, not as a video, because that would be sick. Right? But run it in reverse. What happens is you have a big pool of just everyone's turtles, which that's their boring thoughts, all floating around. And then someone goes, I need a new car. You press a button, and it all funnels in and goes, whoop, and goes into someone. And and then they go, oh, I've got an idea for a new car, but what they've been fed from is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
It's a mental image that will stay with me for days.
It doesn't have to be a mental image.
The news is full of articles about sharks, sea lions, dolphins, Tesla model A, B, C, EFGs. But it's actually Kia and Hyundai, guys. In plain sight, what are you seeing everywhere? You're seeing Kias getting around.
Palisades.
You're seeing Hyundais getting
EV9s.
around. You're seeing significant redesigns in the last couple of years where they stopped looking rubbish and actually started looking. I know it's happening.
you know what?
I know
feel
you've
like
sat in
they
your
got-
car and you've gone,
yeah.
what's that? Oh,
I
that's
reckon,
an
Martin,
i30.
America has a very specific look
Yes.
with its tractors, motorbikes, cars.
Yep.
There's something about them that's kind of more brutalist, if I can say that. It's bigger, larger, flatter, squarer.
Sure.
In Australia, everything's a little bit more kind of the European kind of contingent.
Or a weird mix of both.
It's a bit of a weird mix of
Yeah.
both, but when we go to America, it looks like all the cars are made in Minecraft. That's what it looks like. And I feel like the Hyundais that are around going now and the Kias, they're big, they're square, they're bold, they look like American cars. And I reckon someone has gone, hey, there's no one in Australia, they can have the scraps, but America is a massive market.
I reckon under the cloud cover of all these different new brands from China coming along and other countries, India too, coming along, I think Kia and Hyundai are sitting back just going, keep doing what you're doing. N divisions. They've learned from the Japanese brands of how to do it, like STI, Nismo, all that sort of stuff. It's just called N. And we're going to support the car clubs, and we're going to go to drive days, and
Which
we're
is
going to
good.
give people that Porsche experience for like 20% of the buy-in.
Don't call your button N Green Boost though, that's dumb. And no
Green
one in
Boost.
Australia likes that.
Yeah, and the fake noises and gear shifts I can't really get on board with. But it's not really what about I want. This is about the conspiracy of what's happening.
Should be about what we want,
is They watch risk like Renault and Nissan implode. They're watching it implode, and they've watched them churn out a bunch of boring cars. Like who actually gets excited about buying a Murano? But you might get excited about an i30 or an i20.
More excited about a
or
Murano than
Kia,
an Audi
Kia
S25.
Picanto. Like every Sure owner out there is like, oh, that's like the modern day Sure thing with a
But
turbo.
we kind of like those.
Yeah.
You and I were talking about getting one.
Yeah. So Nissan's selling the house, and Korean brands are using these new brands to quietly kill off the other older brands from Japan, and to become the bread and butter that we've been, chowing on for ages. That's just what's going to happen. There you go. That's the conspiracy. Next up,
Martin, what do we do about all that?
Nothing.
How
There's
do we
nothing
get
you
some
can do about it.
agency to try and
you can do about it.
move our meat molecules into a different
someone who's
way?
someone who's watching this, maybe you're like just finished school, you're at school or something, and maybe you want to start a car company. Maybe you want to do it better than what everyone else is doing. And there are some interesting stories out there. Little brands.
The one in the States, is it called a
It's like a ute
slate?
thing. Yeah,
is it
that
called
thing.
a slate?
Little brands like that, like taking advantage of what is very exciting right now, which is small-scale manufacturing, punching above its weight, 3D printing, what that allows in terms of modelling stuff and casting and making parts. You don't have to be quite as massive as you once were, and I'm actually excited for that because I think the variety that's going to come through, all these different visions, I would own the shit out of a Slate truck.
So Slate,
I think that's great.
This is as being reported on car
We have
sales.
reported on this before.
I did read about this, but basically the idea of this is that it's customizable. So you can have it as sort of a Jimny setup, you can have it as a ute setup, you can have it an SUV setup.
Yeah.
But I believe it's meant to be like low cost. It's meant to be like 30 or 40. Oh, here we go. So the Slate truck in its base blank slate trim is meant to be around 27,000 US, 42,000, or as little as 19,000 US, which is 31 after the US federal EV rebate. So I mean, it's cheap, it's nuggety.
Customizable.
And it looks good and it's customizable. People don't just want stuff out of the box anymore. They want to give it their little spin.
And back to my conspiracy theme here, what I'm hoping we get away from is what ends up sometimes feeling a little racist in people, like they don't want to buy a particular car from a country just because it's that country, or just like
it happened with Japanese cars.
Yeah, of course it did.
Yeah,
and
now it's the next cycle of that, and then
cycles.
Korean cars, and then in a
Exactly
way,
my
Japanese cars become they're okay now. And now the Korean cars, no, we can't have it. Now they're okay now because everyone's grandma's
and eventually
got
Chinese will be okay. I mean, they kind of are already. But like for anyone who's like, I'll never buy a Chinese car, like why?
Yeah.
What are you basing that on? And what I hope will happen is, and it is like it maybe it's a pipe dream,
valid reasons.
but some like Australian manufacturer, like if an Aussie manufacturer comes up and goes, we're making this thing, and you do want to support a local industry,
I'd buy one.
What it might be small. If someone in Australia came up with like a ute thing that's customizable, not ridiculously priced, yes, it would probably have to cost a little bit more, but some people are cool with that. They're like, I'll pay extra to have that particular thing, because people do identify with the brands in a big way. I know that I do in some ways here and there. Like, am I a Subaru guy? I really like Subarus, but I don't go, I'm a Subaru guy with a vape and a sideways hat. Like, there's different, you can buy in
you are a
different ways.
Subaru guy. You know about the history, you know about the cars, you've been to the factory.
Except right now, I would sooner buy a Toyota. I'd buy any of those 4 Toyotas. If I had the money sitting there right now to go buy a new car, I'd go straight to Toyota dealership and go buy now.
Would you buy any one of those over the best Subaru that you can currently get right now?
Because the best Subaru you can currently get is like, it's a TS WRX with a 6-speed that doesn't have the diff. Where's the diff control? That's the coolest thing about STI ever, and it's just gone. And they go, oh yeah, well, you know, things are changing. You go, meanwhile, Supra, where are you going on track day?
What does TS stand for? That's shit. That is. That is.
Next up, it is Fank of the Week.
Fanking is the delightful art of recontextualising a product's name by taking a photo of it down near your crotch. This week, we've got some absolute rippers, people, and we're just getting straight into it with this one, Martin. Fun cot.
Oh.
There you go. Great, well done. Over here. Martin, what are you doing?
No, I'm looking for my...
Martin's been doing this thing to me lately.
Fank of the Week. No, I don't
I'll
Google
tell
stuff.
him about something. Martin...
Where is it?
I've already put it in
Did
there.
you? Did you actually put my Fank in?
Dude.
Oh, you're the best, man. Thank you. I thought I'd have to dig it out because you just ignored my Fang and I know his Fang's crap. My Fang
I never said anything about it. The idea was to surprise you today with Fank of the Week.
Wait. Am I a legit Fank of the Week?
Are you a Fank of the Week,
No,
dude?
I'm not.
Do you see how I name them with a...
I have noticed your naming system.
Yep.
It's interesting,
Yep.
But we often have this about IT-related things.
And so Fank of the Week means that it gets a different letter on the front of it, and that's how I know.
How do you right-click when you use a computer?
You're not getting Fank of the Week anymore. No, you're actually not getting it anymore. You're not. Martin's been doing this thing lately.
No, I
Actually,
haven't.
No,
I
okay.
didn't. The other day, I purposely didn't because you were
did you?
like, "Oh, we didn't know the answer," and I was like, "Should I Google it?" No one asked for this segment at all.
no one
so
asked
just
for it.
do the thanking.
Sometimes if you don't know
here
the
we
answer
go.
to something,
It's okay to not know the answer.
no, but just give yourself 1 minute to let your mind think about it because it's so easy to go, oh, I wonder how they do that. And I think what it can do is it can rob your brain of the gift of just letting, you don't have to know the answer, just let your brain try and work it out instead of giving it the answer straight away. And the other thing that I said, can I just do one, can I have like 1 minute of chat time?
You've had literally 45 minutes of chat time this episode, so what's another minute or 10?
Or I mean,
But apparently I got the high word count. Someone
who's
should
talking
pump this
right now?
episode through ChatGPT and look at how many words were spoken by each person.
well, now everyone just left.
It's thanking, they leave anyway.
They don't know.
No, they don't actually.
No, I'm not going to tell you then.
No, you should tell me.
I had a really good thing to tell you.
That
Could
was-
have
no,
changed-
tell me, what is it?
No, it actually
Could have changed the world?
It would have changed a
Changed
lot
the
of
world?
people's
Good.
lives.
You have to tell them then.
No.
Oh, you're
Fun
edgelording.
cock. No, here's what I was thinking. So the other day,
You saw her. Fun cock. That's what's on there.
yeah,
Oh, there's a dog there. Hey, dog. Yeah, dog.
the other day, I saw someone talking about a comfort zone, and they
no,
drew
talking
it.
about comfort.
No, they drew it. They drew it as a circle, and they go, "Here's
It's
you
like
in the middle."
YouTuber 101.
And-
Step outside your
and
comfort
here's,
zone.
here's the comfort zone. But they drew the zone as a circle.
Oh.
Your comfort zone is not a circle, and I've come to believe that actually I'm now calling it from this point onwards, I believe it's a comfort...
Tetrahedron.
No. I believe we don't have a comfort circle. I believe we have a comfort funnel. I think the funnel looks like this. And I think that down here is social media, food, gaming too much. I think it always falls you down the edges into the middle. This idea of as a circle, it's like, I can go anywhere. I can be an athlete, I can be an astronaut, I can be... But the funnel doesn't, and you go, no, I think the funnel is actually sending you down here. But I think what you need to do sometimes is imagine that there's a flush button, and as you're going down the funnel, it's got a flush siphon and a pipe that goes back out to the top of the funnel, and you have to flush down, get back onto the rim of it, and then decide you're not going into the funnel, you're going over the edge. Fun cock. Next up, Martin, when the deep dive push. Well done. Well
Good
done.
on you, Jeff.
Rock hard. Oh, what is that?
Oh,
What is it?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Glue?
I don't know. Jumbo penis. Well done. Ass monkey. Good job. Fatwood. Just a classic.
Yeah, classic.
Just a classic.
Yeah.
Well done.
Buying firewood in plastic bags that will use way more energy than just turning your aircon on.
Pickle.
And cost more too.
Pickled. Get on it. Let's
Nice.
go. We're moving through, Martin. Quick and thick. It's quick and thick ass seed mixture.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even know there was that many layers to your fank. Well done. The right tool for icky jobs. I've never said the word icky, and yesterday's the first time I ever said the word icky.
Yeah.
The first time.
You said, yeah, ick
When
or something.
I was on a plane and I reported...
I'm just going to Google what... Just kidding. I'm not going to Google what ick means.
I'd be interested to know, but let's give it 30 seconds. I was on a plane, and we've been flying a little bit. A video that that went, I don't know if it's considered viral or not, but somebody was watching a Mighty Come video when we walked past.
Yeah, we saw
so I
it.
went and said hello, and he was pretty stoked with that. But on another flight that was yesterday, I reported someone to the plane pilots who don't fly, who serve the drinks, the sky waiters. What are they called?
Sky waiters.
What are they called?
Flight attendants.
Flight attendant. And I said to the guy, there's a person down in seat whatever who's a little bit icky. And they went down there and they're like, what's your name? And he's like, Martin Mulholland. No, but Martin, can you find out what if someone gives you the ick, what that actually means?
No, you can Google it. Go on.
No, quick, and I'm no.
No, I don't want to.
Oh,
I
you're
don't
just
do that
doing.
anymore.
Oh,
No, I don't do that anymore. I didn't do it the other day either. It's like, oh, I wonder why the trees are green. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to pretend I know because I'll be like, I don't know.
Isn't it
Let's
called,
wonder about the universe a bit more and pretend we don't know.
I think what happens, Martin, it's a photosynthesis. And it's not chlorophyll, but not chloroform,
like
chlorophyll.
Something like that.
Is that right?
Yep.
Are you going to do it?
No.
Are you going to go toys out of the cock? Just fully, just not doing it.
I don't have toys out of the cock.
Okay, all right.
Happy as, cuz.
That's great. Because many people would have walked past that and not seen that.
Is it 6 or 9 though? Big difference.
All right, next up.
Oh. Oh.
Did you see the word?
Yeah. But why is it quivering?
I don't know.
Does it say furry?
It says furry.
What?
I don't know.
Does that say milk? What's that say?
Next up, I don't know. I'm closing.
Silly.
All right.
Funky.
All right. Next up,
Oh.
Mrs. Mack's giant sausage.
Well.
And next
giant.
up, it's not Fanking the
Fanking the
Week. No, it's not. So, no, don't take that drum roll back. You reverse toilet flush. Thank you. This is another one. Thanks. Well done. Good job, whoever that is.
Thanks, that was me.
That person's wearing a dark blue shirt, blue shorts, and has a blue jacket, and there's too much blue going on. And if that person also likes blue cars, they should step out of their comfort zone and buy a white one for once. And now, Martin, that was you, wasn't it? That was you,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Great.
You put me in Fanking. What a bloke.
And
What a bloke.
next up, Thank of the Week goes to us.
Oh.
That there
Yeah, nice.
is very good because, again, so many of you would have been sitting there in your cars and going, if it's upside down, if you flip it, there's arse on the steering wheel. And that's
I
very
assumed
clever.
you were talking about the steering wheel.
That is clever, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Because there's no arse. Flip.
Yep.
Now there's arse.
Yep. And gloves on.
Well done. Good job. If you want to send us your thanking photos, you can send them to the link that's down on
And
the
next
thing.
up, we're doing random meat bag and finishing this thing because it's a short one this week. This week on Random Unicorn Eat Bag, we eat things. And this week, let me just.
We've got here
Where's my
first,
thing?
we've got a cat.
Look at this. Has anyone got themselves a
someone?
poster yet? Spoilers.
Oh, spoiler alert. Quick, close your eyes.
Get
There
a
it is.
poster before you can't get one. It's going to be soon.
And I do say this because I think it's fair to say scalpers are a thing. They buy
They
tickets
are.
and sell them for more. Some of our merch ends up going for thousands of dollars. The posters go for hundreds and hundreds.
So don't
grab
be the-
one or two now
don't-
before it's there.
Exactly. Don't be the
Because
person
if you
that
want one
buys it
and
off a
then they're
scalper.
gone, then you're going to have to go and pay way too. Just get one now. We haven't really put their prices up, I don't think, Martin.
So Australia, we need to have a little chat about something.
Our chips aren't crunchy enough.
Our chips suck. That's so good, that Super Turbo thing.
No, but these
I'm not
are
going
good.
to...
No, these are good.
These are fine, but they're fine, but for so many years, you could only buy like 5 or 6 different kinds of chips, right?
Smiths,
We call them
Lay's,
chips. Crisps
Thins.
is what you guys call them.
Who calls them crisps?
UK
UK
people?
people.
Call
UK
them crisps,
people?
don't they?
What does Americans call them?
I don't know. You should Google it. No, don't Google it.
No, I won't.
You should wonder.
Let's just think about it.
Chlorophyll.
Chloroform.
Oh. Anyway,
Hey,
look,
Martin,
there's been
Martin,
a little bit of...
No, first.
What?
We have a large American audience. What do Americans call chips?
Chips?
No, I don't think they do. I think they call them scones.
No, they call them sandwiches. If you buy a burger, it's a sandwich.
No,
We've
we're
been
talking
through
about
this
chips.
before.
I think they call chips scones.
But they also call them by their brand name. Like they go, it's Lay's. Get some Lay's. Doritos, like it's a brand name thing.
No, biscuit. I think they call it a biscuit.
No, biscuit is different to a scone, which is different to a
No, it's a cookie.
burger.
Salt cookie.
No, cookie and biscuit very different
No,
too.
but I think they call these
Oh
salt
yeah,
cookies.
because a biscuit and cookie not different. Salt cookies?
Yeah, is what they call what we call chips. Because what they call chips, I think, is what we call fries.
Yep.
And I think they call that a salt biscuit.
So
in
one of the
America.
wildest
Sorry.
chips that you can get.
I just forgot there was anyone else even here, Martin.
That's pretty standard. One of the wildest, most extreme flavoured things you can get is honey soy chicken. And these are good. This brand didn't exist for ages, and then it came out of nowhere. Who owns it? Oh, I read. Yeah, it's cool. So it's made in Australia. There you go. That's awesome.
Is there a phone number?
There is. What do you want to know?
No, nothing.
Anyway, but for ages, all you could get was like barbecue, salt and vinegar, plain chicken,
That's about
cheese
it.
and onion, That was kind of it. Then you had a whole bunch of brands come from overseas, Doritos, CC, stuff like that. But in terms of just stuff that's made in Australia, invented in Australia, we're not very adventurous. And this is where I think the UK has us by the curlies and shorts. They make so many freaking delicious,
As
epic
does Japan.
crisps, as does Japan, but theirs are a bit weird, like
They're a
cheesy
bit
pizza
soft
ones.
as well.
Yeah, a bit gooey.
We want big crunch.
Big and crunch. And there's some US ones as well that are pretty epic, like you got some good barbecue flavours. But the important
UK's
ones...
got the best ones,
UK
right?
has the best. I would put America and Canada pretty high up there as well. And then maybe Japan. But ours is just so, like, where's the epic chips, people? Where are they? And if you're watching this and you make an epic chips, send us one.
And,
Seriously, send us some
epic
chips.
doesn't mean
Show
a
us-
coffee-flavoured,
No, not this
enema
crap.
tasting slop.
Enema tasting.
Sorry, do you know what I
Send
thought of
us-
that? 'Cause
Send
it's
us what you
people
got.
with
No,
coffee
seriously,
enemas.
but don't be sending. Oh, here's a sea salt one. No. Have some creative flavouring is what I'd love to see.
The Unicorn Circuit, PO Box 475, Sydney Markets 2129. Send us a good chip. And if
good
you're like
chip.
a small batch chip maker person,
Even better.
send us some of those.
And if you know...
And we'll if we like them, we'll tell 38 people,
and
which is the entire
you'll
viewership
know.
of this channel.
You'll know. If you're one of the big boys and you're like, oh, but we've got this great new salt. No, come on. What else you got? Send us a special edition. Sometimes you see some special edition stuff. That's where I start to get excited. I'm like, ooh, special edition. And then you go and you get it. Would you like one?
No.
To round out this extremely
This will be
massive-
the first time I've never eaten something on Random Meat Bag.
That's okay.
This will be the first
But
time.
you've taken a lot for the team where you've eaten like animals that probably shouldn't
And
be
do you know, and the reason why, Martin, is actually not funny. The reason why is written on the back here. There's a
Very
few
good.
things that I've been trying to avoid recently.
Oh, yeah.
No, nothing. That's all right.
Pretty good.
Sometimes, actually, you know what? This is an important public service announcement.
Is it? But I mean, no one's watching by now anyway, so we can say whatever.
I occasionally get migraines, not a lot, and I know some people get ones that last for days. They can make them
What's your
vomit, they can
migraine
do
feel
whatever.
like? Is it where your eyes hurt or your brain hurts? What does it feel like?
It feels like utter
Pressure?
exhaustion, like jet lag. And then the next day it's reset and it's fine. And I've started keeping for maybe 2 years. I only get them a few times a year, luckily. And yeah, I really feel for people who get them a lot. But I started keeping a log of what I ate on the day that I would get a migraine.
To see what you're putting in.
Yeah, and I went to doctors, I got tested, I went to a neurologist. If you're getting headaches and stuff, get a check, get a scan, get a whatever. So I went through the process. This is something that I've had since before
as long as I can remember.
days.
Yeah, as long as I remember.
And they wiped me out. And in fact, you know what? I'll give you an honest story of how bad it gets. Marty and I were doing a shoot a few years ago. It's so bad, can't drive. Went to a hotel. He basically has to carry me in there. Like, I am kaput.
I think me and Benny actually. It was me and Benny and you, and we're staying somewhere. You were like,
Yeah, they're really bad.
and the next day you're like, I don't know how I got here.
yeah, but then next day I'm fine. Like, I'm fully reset again. And it doesn't seem to be about a specific day or a specific thing, so I thought maybe it's food related. Anyway, I went and did all the normal medical checks that you probably should. This is when I was like 25 years old. It was 20 years ago. Saw a neurologist, got scans, got whatever in case there was something going on there. And then they kind of went, you know, oh, we don't really know what it is, so just manage it better. Do all the normal things, try and get sleep, exercise, health, water, you know, all those kinds of things.
Tick.
So I kept a food log, and there was nothing that was consistent about all the different things that I was eating on the day that I got a migraine. So then I went and saw someone about it, and they said it might not be what you're eating on the day. It could have been what you ate before then, so the day before, and it also could be a combination of different things. So some people sometimes, this is more like a mental health thing where someone might say, I feel depressed or I feel that, and they go, is it because of your job? Well, it's a bit of that, but also because of my relationships and also because of money woes and also because of it doesn't have to be a thing, and it's maybe unlikely that just a carrot gives you a migraine. It could be a number of different things. But what they said was basically start keeping bigger logs about what you are that's eating.
Yes.
And so I use the calendar and I put a different colour on it of when I've had a migraine, and then I basically log everything I've eaten the 2 days before. And sadly, as I look through that, there is something that is consistent that seems to be, for me, a trigger for migraines, and there's one particular food that triggers me, and it's always Japanese. And so what is it around that? Now, there's lots of people, MSG migraines are a well-known thing. So then I've started going to Japanese, not having soy sauce and seeing what happens, and might still get a migraine and then have different things. And what it seems to be is anything teriyaki related.
Oh, yeah.
Will smash me. Anything, and so I don't know if that's because there's heaps of MSG in it or because there's something else. But if I go and have like rice and fish and different things, it's fine. And weirdly, in Japan, where we're eating that, never had a migraine.
Yeah, true.
Never have. So something about, I'm trying to investigate for myself. There's something about the Australian sauces that we have.
Yeah.
Maybe in Japan they're fresher and here they're whatever, but there's something about that. I haven't worked out exactly what it is yet. But what has helped for me, I don't drink coffee, have Coke, energy drinks or anything like that. But caffeine can help and has helped me.
Right.
So in the past, I think you're a good dude. You carry some food for me and sometimes a Coke, like a thing. So like have some Coca-Cola, have a coffee or whatever, or like a caffeine tablet, not like a crazy no-dose, but something that's like the equivalent of a coffee can help. And that's due to the dilation and contraction of things going up into your head. But anything that looks like it could be really dark and really saucy like that, I try and avoid. Now, I might need to get to a certain threshold. Does anyone else have experiences like that and specifically related to maybe Asian foods, Japanese, Chinese, whatever? I'd be really interested to know because you might say, hey, I've had the same thing and it was this. It doesn't seem to be stress related because it can just be on a weekend when I'm chilling if I've gone to get some whatever. So do you ever get that?
No, but
like that?
for me it's crustaceans. No crustaceans. And that's like a medical thing too, just not a good idea. You can eat them, but it's like, it's probably not the best because crustaceans absorb lots of minerals and then it puts lots of extra minerals in your body.
Because you get tested for that stuff, don't you?
Yeah, so like you can't have too much iodine or whatever it is. And so it's one of those things like you can avoid it, so you do. And stuff like this generally won't, but crustaceans do have a lot of that. So, I mean, it happens, I don't particularly like them anyway, and maybe that's related, maybe it's not.
But it may end up being a thing where
important.
you go, if you're dehydrated and you've got some stress and you eat a thing, it might be something. And certainly for me, like I went and got food tested and just see, like, is there anything that I probably shouldn't be eating? There was a list of 5 or 6 things that I've been eating my whole life. The graph doesn't tell you not to eat it. And it doesn't tell you what it'll do to you. It just says your body's highly reactive to it. Because I was in a situation where the doctor's like, we can't do all the testing you need in Australia. They can send it to the States. So in Australia, you can send a hair off and they test it for like 40 foods or something. Oh, wow. But I did like the American one because I was like, these things are debilitating. And they tested like 400 foods. The ones that came back were really weird, like black tea, cinnamon, chickpeas and chia. Yeah. And so, like, quite odd. Soy sauce was not on there.
Yep.
Anyway...
Can I say one more overarching thing about this, which we have discussed once before? And it applies to cars as well as food and health stuff. There's always a lag in the market between where the kind of knowledge is, and we've kind of established that if you pump way too much sugar and way too much like chemicals and stuff in your body, your generally outcomes likely to not be as good as if you don't. Yep. Shop around the outside of the shopping market, more Whole Foods. Like, this is what everyone's pumping you. Now, a whole bunch of, like, influencers are going to say, I just survive on grains and Whole Foods, and that's fine for them. That's probably not practical for everyone in the world.
It's a privileged position
It's a privileged position, firstly. But secondly, keep in mind that market lag is a thing. There's a reason now when you go to the shops, particularly I'll speak in Australia anyway, you're seeing less and less and less drinks that have like 50 or 60 grams of sugar in them. And you're seeing low sugar or no sugar or all these different things that are coming out with sweeteners. And I know there's big arguments about that. But there's generally just this step away from selling people drinks that have 50 or 60 grams of sugar and being like, it's cool. Like, just only have 3 a day maximum, which is literally how much sugar you probably need in a week.
Not a bad thing, but they're trying to extract money from you anyway they can.
But the lag is what I'm talking about. It's like how the government set the Euro standards or whatever and go, this is the standard, and then 5 years later you're like, the Golfs aren't very good now. Yeah, because the manufacturers had to change it. And it's kind of similar where governments are saying, if you have 50 grams of sugar in that drink, you're getting a 1-star rating. And the manufacturers go, what do we do? Cool. Push ahead the thing to make the drink with less sugar. And then all of a sudden you can get Cokes, for example, with no sugar and no caffeine. So people who kind of like Coke, but the caffeine's maybe not good for them or there's too much sugar's not good for them, they got options. And I actually think the options is a really good thing. Particularly that you've also got this whole food thing where they're also trying to like pull a lot of chemicals out of stuff, and you can look at their ingredients and there's less. Some products have like 6 ingredients now, and I reckon that's good. Yeah. Because, it might not be as hyped up and as crazy as it was, but I reckon that's actually a good thing that it's following. And so if you're open-minded about that and keep being curious about it, and do Google that stuff. Like, that's one thing you should Google. Oh, I'm not sure that this thing is that healthy for me. I'll just look up what's in it. Oh, that's like a week's worth of sugar in one drink.
And AI is good for that.
It is very good.
That's actually good for that. Is anyone actually here for this still?
No.
Are you here for the cars?
Oh, code word.
Code word for a discount. Is it a discount?
We can do code word for a discount or not. No, let's just do a code word.
Well, yeah, let's not make it about a monetary thing.
No, just this is about the 38. Knowing that the 38 have survived this whole thing.
Well, maybe the code, we should just go a classic. It should just be the number 3 and the number 8. Just 38. If you got to this point, it just says 38.
In your comment,
I'm number 38.
Your comment can be
if
whatever
you've already
you want to
commented,
comment.
that's fine. Or leave a normal comment.
Add 38
and
to
then
the
just
end.
do a separate comment that just, do that double comment, one that just says 38, and we'll know that you got to this point. Thank you very much. I don't know what this thing was, but here we are. We're here for it. We're glad you're here for it. See you next week. There's some more stuff happening up on the main channel. The posters are available. I'll show you this one again just in case this is the censored one. There it is. They're available on the website. We'll send it to you anywhere in the world. It supports the show. There's a link in the description. Thank you very much, Martin. I enjoyed your high word count. Thank you. See you later, everyone.
What was the word count?